Alright guys, let's go ahead and move on to the eraser knife and scissors tool. They're really helpful to use in Illustrator. So the first one, going over it, is the eraser tool. The keyboard shortcut is Shift E. It divides shapes below and then it adjusts to either move them apart or recolor as well. So we'll start with the first one here. The eraser tool is this little guy right here. Go ahead and click on it to enable it. Other cool features is if you right click or double click on it, eraser tool options come up here, so you can change the angle of your brush. You can also change the roundness, so if you don't want it a perfect circle, you can kind of make it like an oval here. And then you can also change the size of it. I'm going to hit reset here and just keep the standard one to show you how that works. Don't forget you can use the brackets on your keyboard to change the size of the brush as well, or the eraser. So for this one, you don't actually have to select anything at all, but it does only work on objects that have a fill. So I'll show you here. This one I'm just going to paint on it. And once you have this done, you can grab your selection tool, and anything that doesn't connect has been separated to be its own object. So it does leave gaps wherever we erased, but that's a cool feature for the eraser tool. You're going to do your own design over here. For the knife tool, for this one, it does need to be a closed path, so a closed shape, for it to work. And you do need to select the object first. Your knife tool is located behind your eraser tool, so right click on it and then select knife tool. For this to work, we'll use this eventually later on a holiday project. It's always best practice to start somewhere off of the path and end somewhere off of the path instead of trying to get right on the path here, because you might be off by like 0.001 pixels. So I'm going to recreate this one here. I'm going to start off here and then end somewhere over here. Now it doesn't look like anything's happening, but I promise you it does, because it doesn't leave a gap for you to see. But the important thing is that you're starting and ending off the path or the shape. So all of these are actually now separated. You just have to manually come in here and either change the color for you to see the effect, or you can come in here and then just split them apart manually. So this is really good for shading as well, or breaking things apart like this. I'll let you do your own design over here, whether you just want to recolor it like this or kind of spread them apart like that. Alright, this last one is the scissor tool, and the keyboard shortcut is the letter C, but it's also located in the same area here with your eraser and knife tool. This one works slightly differently, but you can use them in both things with just a path like an outline, or with something with a fill, but they do the same thing. Let me select this path here and then grab my scissor tool. It does need pre-existing like a path here, for example, but you can make your own dots. So let's say I click here, it makes an anchor point, and then let's say I click on this one here. When I grab my selection tool, it's cut this part completely from the path, and oops, it did leave me these extra anchor points here. Okay, that's one option on how it works with outlines. You can also use pre-existing anchor points as well. So if I were to grab this and then click once here and grab my direct selection tool, it's given me two anchor points here. So now I can separate these as well. So again, you can use pre-existing anchor points, or you can make cuts anywhere along the path. On to the closed fill shape over here. Again, if I click once here, it'll give me two anchor points now to separate and work with. However, you can't see it in this example. If I were to add a stroke, because it looks like still one shape, if I were to add a stroke to this, you'll see that they're not really connected. So that may come in handy if needed as well. Alright, I'll have you guys do these two. For the explaining the difference, you're going to use the type tool. I would create a box so you know not to go past this. Make sure it is set to like 12 points. If you don't see anything, it's probably because your text is just too big. So change it to 12, hit delete on your keyboard once, and you can start typing your responses for all of these. Oops, response. Alright, once you are done, you want to do a file save so you can have your AI file. And you're going to do file save as, change the PDF, and then I'm going to delete this one here. The PDF is the one that I want submitted to Schoology. Let me know if you guys need any help.